Installment of the number one podcast. I am your host, Coach Jake. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to talk today about a concept, a clever pairing of words that I put together a number of years ago. I haven't used it in my marketing in a long time, but I wanted to share this idea of fiscal fitness, why financial literacy matters. Who gives a crap about financial literacy? Why? Okay. So today we're diving deep we're diving into the deep end of the money pool, but don't worry, I'm gonna give you the financial floaties so you can make sure that you're having a good time. What's up, Coach CT, Evil Dead 81? Happy to see you guys. We're talking fiscal fitness, not physical, fiscal fitness and financial literacy today. So the number one problem faced by Americans in making money and creating wealth today is financial literacy. It's the fact that people just don't know what they should be doing. They don't understand how the system works. This is something that I took on myself personally. I did not grow up in a wealthy family, no inheritance, no wealthy aunts or uncles, but very much a blue collar. What's up, Mr. Off the Wall 1979? Happy to see you guys. Give me a number one. Talking fiscal fitness today. Hoping to help you guys with financial literacy. I grew up very blue collar. I was the first person in my family to go to university, not just undergrad, but grad school. And I wanted to figure out money. It's an important thing for me. One of my personal goals is to develop generational wealth. Do you understand what generational wealth entails? This is the idea that you make so much money that your kids and your kids' kids are well taken care of. Does that make sense? So that's really something that has inspired me. Evil Dead gave me a number one. Thank you, sir. What's up, PBLA, Pabla, Yen Rackham? Happy to see you guys. So I wanted to discuss today, what about financial literacy? What are we missing? Well, how can we all improve, right? So again, the number one problem is financial literacy. I ended up going into graduate school. I started in applied economics. I had always been a nerd for economics. I worked at a bookstore. My undergraduate was English, which was a complete waste of money in terms of making money, especially before the internet. Now you can make money as a writer. Well, ChatGPT is going to take that from you, but for a while on the internet, you can make money as a writer. But I graduated in '95, well before the internet, and I was starving. It was the gift it gave me was the ability to read and comprehend a lot of material quickly. It turned me into a super learner. So I ended up getting a job at Laissez-Faire Books, which sold economics books and libertarian literature. Okay, pro-liberty political literature. And economics is really deeply ingrained there. So guys like Milton Friedman, Murray Rothbard, these were guys that I was spending a lot of time studying and reading. And so much so that I had a friend, Joe Feurig, suggest that I go and I get a job or I go and apply to grad school. He's like, man, you know as much as anybody. I'm like, dude, I didn't get an undergraduate in econ. He's like, dude, you know it. So I applied, I got in. I started out in the applied economics department, but I found, given the culture and how the internet was big and technology, there was no like computer programming in the economics program. And the only program that was available there that did so, that integrated my interest, was called financial engineering. So financial engineering is also known as financial mathematics. You basically dive deep into risk management, into statistics, into financial instruments, in particular, a brand of financial instruments known as derivatives. Okay, I'm not meaning to be boring. I'm just letting you know what I did is I dug deep into trying to figure out how money works, how wealth is accumulated, and how I can get it for myself and how I can actually help my family, right? Because I want to have, my goal is to be able to have my kids not have to get a job. Because now I would like them to pursue passions. So if my daughter, for example, brilliant young lady, 16 years old, could play piano by ear, has already been on, she's a voice actor for anime, has been on films that have over 1 million viewers on YouTube. People recognize her for it. But you know what? I don't want her to have to go get a job at Chick-fil-A because once she moves out of the house in a couple of years, she's going to need to pay rent. So I'd like to be able to set her up in a house so that big expense is covered and she could go pursue her interest and actually make something of her life and have a great life. Do you understand generational wealth? And this goes for my two sons. I also want this for their children. I think it's an important thing. So buckle up because I'm going to take you on a wild ride, a roller coaster here through the world of dollars and cents, right? So imagine if you walk into a gym. Let's say it's not even an MMA gym. That's where I the gyms I go to. But let's say you're going into Planet Fitness and you go in and you try to bench 300 pounds and you've never lifted a weight before, right? You're not going to do it and you actually could get hurt. And that's what it's like when people try to invest and they don't even know the difference between a stock and a rock, right? So let's break this down a little bit. And you guys, please feel free to jump in, ask me questions, make comments, anything. If I can help you, that's what I'm here to do today. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is you got to start breaking it down. That's what analysis is the breaking down. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you run a marathon? One step at a time. You've got to break it down into these more manageable steps. Fair? So number one, you need to understand what money is, how to manage it, right? So money management. This is something they don't teach our kids in school. And they just push people out. Oh yeah, I know my times tables, but I don't know how to manage my money. Fair? Right? It's like if you went grocery shopping without a list, you're going to end up with a bunch of shit you don't need, right? Empty wallet and a cart full of junk. So this is crazy to me, but the National Financial Educators Council, they did a survey. 38% of Americans actually have a budget. What is a budget? A budget is you look at the money coming in and what your goals are, and you should include some savings and investing, actually, more importantly, um, into the money that comes in. You need to figure out how you're going to divvy it out. But we know that these statistics are pretty scary, right? Like in terms of debt and people living paycheck to paycheck, people aren't doing that. That's not necessarily their fault. There are some political things at play, like when when Nixon decoupled us from the gold standard, there's a huge decoupling between prices and wages. Wages stayed low and prices went up, right? So this is why it's very difficult for somebody in Gen Z or a millennial to buy a house. And it's a problem. So how do we get around these things? And this goes to what I'm talking about. I actually caught myself. Savings is a great thing, but you should be saving to invest, right? You ever buy some IKEA furniture and it doesn't come with either the instructions or your little Allen wrench, the little L-shaped tool? Well, you're hosed. You're going to have a hell of a time putting together that crazy Swedish furniture. That's what it's like when you try to make money without knowing what you're doing in investing. Okay? You do that, it's going to be rough. Another study, okay, this one by the Financial Regulatory Authority, found that only 25% of Americans can actually correctly answer 5 basic financial literacy questions. This is a big problem. Okay, what's up, John Sarasani? Happy to see you, bro. Yeah, a friend, Michael Unbroken, introduced us. What's up, Robert MCC916? Happy to see you. Okay, so understanding money management, understanding investments, and having knowledge. How do you actually make your money work for you? Super important. Debt management. This is the one that's really scary. And we hear a lot about it, but and again, this goes back to financial literacy. I think if people actually understood that our entire economy is built on debt, there would be some fundamental changes. People might even be rioting over the way things are structured. Debt management, okay, it's like eating a whole cake and then wondering why your pants don't fit. Too much debt and your financial pants are going to be bursting at the seams, right? What's up, Surfing Scorpion? Happy to see you, dude. So this is freaky, but the average, this means There's people, half the people have more debt than this. The average American household has $38,000 in debt. That means you're in the hole, dude. You're behind. You're not getting ahead. You owe somebody. That's crazy, right? Now, part of this too is also retirement planning. You guys got to start waking up to this, especially you young people. Man, I'm a Gen Xer. I just turned 50. And I hate to break it to you, man, but even my generation and below, Social Security is probably not going to be there. It's underfunded. The baby boomers, they didn't, the money that I've paid in hundreds of thousands of dollars over my lifetime into Social Security. And I'll get none of it back. That's actually technically fraud. I don't know what to tell you, but the problem is the people defrauding me are the ones that run the guns and jails and have all the judges. So we're all hosed. So you need to start taking serious responsibility for looking after yourself. And if you're not even taking care of yourself, how do you expect to take care of your kids? These generational wealth things I'm talking about, right? So if you want to go on vacation in Hawaii, but you end up in Alaska, it's because you didn't plan. What's up, Matthew, U.S. Marine Corps? What's happy to see you, brother. Um, you have to plan. According to a study by the Employee Benefit Research Institute, 44% of Americans have saved enough money for retirement. That's less than half. What's going to happen to them? Starvation. Very, very real problems here, guys. Okay, so let's add some more numbers. I'm sorry to do this, but this is financial literacy, so I'm kind of taking you guys to school a little bit here. Okay, so 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 70%. What is the problem with that? If you are living paycheck to paycheck, first of all, that means you're at the mercy of somebody else. If they fire you or your boss just doesn't like the way you smell or the way you look, you're in trouble because you got no cushion, man. You're stressing. Only 30% of Americans have a long-term financial plan, right? Like, would you bake a cake if you're not a baker and don't know how to bake a cake without a recipe? What are you doing, man? You got to start thinking about this stuff, okay? The average American spends the average American spends $1,500 a month just paying off debt. $1,500 a month paying off debt. What does that mean? So that means like if okay, let's just call it $1,000 a month paying off debt. Just to simplify this, if I buy something for 800 bucks, I am paying $200 for the right to buy that. If I had saved money, I could have bought it for 800 bucks and saved myself 200. It's simple. This is very simple, and it's about financial literacy and then obviously discipline. Okay, so you can start investing, right? Let's imagine a woman named Sarah. She has $1,000 bucks. She invests it, doesn't touch it, grows it, puts it into something that grows money instead of takes it away like debt. Now this woman's got $10,000. Why? Because of financial literacy, right? We could go the other way. What about being somebody that's in debt? Let's call you Bob, and you pay off 20 grand because you end up figuring out how to transfer balances to cheaper debt instruments. So if you have a 24% interest rate on your credit card, you take out a loan, a debt consolidation that brings the debt down to a 10% payment. That's huge. You understand? Cutting back on spending. I'm not a huge fan of cutting back on spending unless it's stupid, frivolous. Where I'm down on it is when you're spending earned income. If you're spending passive income, spend it all. Okay, because it'll keep coming. It's recurring revenue. It's passive. But if you're spending earned income, that's money that you likely had to trade your time for, and it's taxed heavily. Does this make sense? So, what can we do here? The first thing is you need to actually take it upon yourself to start studying finances. I don't know what that means. Does that mean you start easy? Go get a book on tape by Robert Kiyosaki and you start doing the rich dad, poor dad thing, which is a good start. What's up, Satan's little birdie? Happy to see you. Um, do you do rich dad, poor dad? Do you do like me? Like go to grad school? Do you go work in the financial industry? How are you going to actually improve your station in life or the life of your kids? How many times have you heard your kids say like, "Oh man, I want this. I want a dirt bike. I want a new computer for gaming." And you're like, "Oh, well, we can't afford that." Wouldn't it be better just to buy it for them? Hey, what's up, Satan's little birdie? Thank you for the hello. Um, this is what I'm talking about. You're not spoiling anybody. In fact, you're depriving people. Wouldn't it be great to help them? So you need to really get engaged with financial literacy. Okay, really, really take it serious. Again, maybe you buy a Grant Cardone course. You come talk to me. I'm authorized, certified, licensed in all things Grant Cardone. Okay, you can just talk to me in general. I'll make you recommendations of any kind of book given on your circumstances. Hit me up in the DMs. I'm happy to do that. Financial literacy is going to be the number one thing, no pun intended, number one, that you can do. Okay. Two, you got to start using technology. Okay. There's an app for all of this Rocket Money, Robinhood for investing. You can use AI to help market your business. Use technology. You need to use leverage, right? Three, again, financial literacy, start using technology to help you. Um, engage with professionals in this field, like myself. I am a business coach, I'm a financial coach. I am here to help you. I will hold you accountable where you might not be able to hold yourself accountable. This is why are coaches some of the highest paid people. Look at somebody like Deion Sanders, University of Colorado football coach. Ridiculously high paid. Why? Results. They get results. They put points on the board. And in this case, in financial coaching or in business coaching or sales coaching or marketing coaching, the points are spendable, man. The points are investable in transferring your wealth from earned income into passive income. Okay. Four, after financial literacy, after using tech, after talking to pros, you need to actually get engaged and start supporting policy changes. When I told you that the real disconnect, when people stopped affording to be able to buy cars, houses, all these kind of things, stop, you started to have two income families, all this stuff, was when gold was decoupled from the dollar during Bretton Woods, all this stuff that happened right in the early 70s, right when I was born, 50 years ago. That's where everything started declining. You can get behind policies, laws, even politicians. I hate politicians, but there might be ones like Ron Paul or somebody else that has half a brain about this, really cares. He wants to get rid of the Federal Reserve. Boom. That would do so much for so many people. Okay. So you could start supporting policy changes. Okay. The other thing is man, with this whole financial literacy thing, you've got to always be learning because things are always changing. Dude, I doubled down on AI. I'm 50, dude, and I am still aggressively learning. Aggressively learning. Okay, I'm 50. I just spent probably 15 grand investing in it, and I've made back it already in AI because it's making my productivity and my efficiency so much better. I'm getting an incredible ROI on it, return on investment, right? So, guys, there you have it. What's up, Blue Beto? Happy to see you. There you have it. What do you need to do, right? Financial literacy. You've got to start taking responsibility for your own literacy. Is that fair? All right, guys. If I can help you, I am here to help you. Of course, you could just send me a DM, message me. If you go to numberonecoaching.com, you can actually go on there and make an appointment. I'll talk to you live. I give anybody 15 minutes of my time because I'm here to help. I believe that these economic times are not going to get easier for some people. And I believe that they will get easier for other people. And those are the people that actually learn and implement what they learn. But you have to do it. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Period. What's up, Gabby? Happy to see you. Happy to see it. So you guys have to take responsibility for yourself. Nobody's coming to rescue you. It's just how it is, dude. Crack a book. Go buy Rich Dad Poor Dad. Go start learning how to sell. That's what I spend a lot of time. Hi, happy to see you. Hope you're doing good. You look great. I like that picture, man. I haven't seen you in ages. Hope you and your mom and your brothers are doing good. Anyway, guys, you have to learn this stuff. You have to. If you got suckered into going to public school like I did, I'm sorry. Wasted. I'm going to tell you right now, my view now at 50 years old and how I'm trying to raise my kids differently, they're not in public school. That was a complete waste of time. I never learned anything there that has served me or made me any kind of money, helped my family, period. So I took my kids out. I'm not going to do it to them. They are learning how to be responsible, how to be entrepreneurs, how to learn, right? Coining something Billy Robinson told me. You got to learn how to learn. Dude, then I went to college. Total waste of time. Total waste of time. Gabby says, thank you, LOL. How have you and your family been? Good. Busy, busy, busy. Hope to see you guys real soon. So, guys, take charge. Go to my blog, man. I share so much stuff. Go buy my books. They're cheap. I try to help and educate everybody I can so that their lives are easier and better and the lives of their family and their friends, right? So, again, I'm going to cut this short. I got another meeting here in like 5 minutes. If I can help you, I will. Again, you can go to numberonecoaching.com. You can see all the testimonies of people that I have helped. If it makes you feel like easier, like trusting me, you can DM me, you can vet me, you can ask any question you want. I'll be straight and as honest as I possibly can to help you. Okay? All right, guys. Fantastic seeing you all. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Remember, fiscal fitness. Physical fitness is, I love that shit too. But fiscal fitness is what's going to really make sure that you have the freedom that you can do things with your time, right? Gabby says, I'm thinking of going to college soon for photography. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. I'm sure you'd be great. I'd love to see some of your photos. I guess I'm gonna have to go on your Instagram. Maybe you got them all listed there. Anyway, guys, keep up the good work. Don't ever quit. Don't ever, never ever quit. And stay true to your goals. You need to set big goals. This especially includes financial goals, and then do all the little work, the little steps. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Gabby says, I have a website. All right, send it to me in the DMs. I'm going to look at it. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Again, if I can help anybody, you let me know, and I certainly will do my very best. I had a great day today. I'm helping about 3 or 4 clients a day. I don't have a ton of time, and I am a little bit expensive for most people. I tend to help people that have businesses because they can afford me. But if I can figure it out, I will help you. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day.